to promote the growth of Tigres in English through analysis, discussions, interviews, and more. Welcome to the Lautimes podcast. And welcome back. This is the Lautimes podcast, where we talk about Tigres in English. Welcome back, everybody. Back on another Tuesday night. We're consistently on the Tuesday schedule right now, which is pretty great. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dennis, tonight's host. Happy to be joined by some of our crew for now, and then we're going to add some more of the crew later on as the night goes. For now, we do have my trusty sidekick up here in DFW at Double Nation, Edgar, in the house. And we also have, you know him, you love him, the pride of Corpus Christi, but he lives in Houston, AJ, holding it down for us down south. How are you, gentlemen, on this Tuesday?
Doing good. Very happy to be here. It's finally starting to cool down. I can wear my long sleeves. It's a good day.
That's right. Oh, looks like AJ's having some technical difficulties. So we're having that kind of night already, listeners, viewers, where we're having some stuff. All of us have got some stuff with our equipment and gear and all that. So it may be an interesting night. Oh, look. So AJ's back, but also look who's here. I didn't know you were showing up. The king of the pod, Arnoldo. Hello.
Hey there. I'm on my way home.
Nice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Edgar, I'm digging that jersey, bro.
Thank you. I love
Is
it.
that the new one? Or which one is that one?
Yeah, so it's the new home kit, long sleeve edition. Dennis and I were actually discussing. We're not sure if the player versions are now going to have the new sponsor on it or not. But I got this one in July before that deal was sealed, so it's not on this one.
Nice. Look at you.
Very nice.
Getting ahead of the game.
Yeah.
What's up, Dennis? What are we doing today? What up?
We're talking La Goleada from Sunday. And we're talking
ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Dennis? What are we doing today?
Whoa.
What up? We're talking
Hold on. Okay, I see what's happening. I was like, why is there weird feedback? AJ's having weird feedback. I don't know what's going on with AJ, but he's going through it with the technical difficulties. What we are talking about Feminine. We're talking about men's team, previewing the game this weekend. That's pretty much it. But I don't create the outlines. I don't write them up. Edgar does. So Edgar, actually, before you go, thank you for everybody watching and listening. If you're tuning in right now, please share this with anybody who's watching on YouTube. Share the link. If you're on Twitter, give us a retweet, a like, all that good stuff. First comment of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Threedger here from the get-go saying Goliza and a new signing. That's right. We do have a new signing to talk about with Feminine as well. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Please join us in the chat. Don't leave Threedger alone. Please join us in the chat tonight if you are able. And if you're listening on podcast later, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already. All right, Edgar, kick us off with the Goal Fest from Sunday.
Alrighty, Clásico Regio recap. We're going to get started with the female team. Sunday night, Las Amazonas defeated Rayadas 4-0 in the latest edition of the Clásico Regio Femenil. All 4 goals of the night were locked in during the first half of the match. A brace from Thembi was accompanied by goals from Jimena Lopez and Jenny Hermoso. More than a critical victory that led this team to the top of the league table, this result has stirred some pots next door. Let's break it down.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fallout since the game. We'll talk about that here in a second. I've been waiting for this man to show up because I know he's got a full breakdown of this game. The pride of Austin, Texas, Mr. At Tigres English, Lou Pop in the house as well. How are you, my friend?
Doing great, guys. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're starting off on a good note, talking about this Clásico Regio, as you know. Yeah, I mean, my just kind of like initial thoughts was what a fun first half. I don't really want to talk about the second half because that was just the blur with the rain and the long delay and nothing happened. But man, that first half was fun. Thembi came out and put on a show. That's the best game she's probably ever played at Tigres, and definitely the best game she's played in a while. And Jenny Hermoso continues to get on the score sheet. I mean, just a great night, great vibes. Rayadas, as a result, have fired their head coach in the last few hours, which is hilarious.
Wild.
Just what a fallout from all that. So I'll kick it off with you, Edgar. Your thoughts on the game, and then I'll kick it over to AJ. Hopefully we can see if the difficulties have been fixed. But Edgar, why don't you go ahead and give us your thoughts on that fun Sunday evening match?
So it was a much better performance than what we're used to under Pedro. I'll be honest, if you told me he was not coaching this game, I would have believed you. I'll be honest, I also didn't watch the second 45 minutes, but of course there was no action there, so we didn't have to break that down. But I was really impressed by what I saw. It was a completely different team, different dynamic. As you mentioned, Thembi looked like a completely different player. Best game in the Tigres jersey so far.
AJ, what do you have to add? Let's see first of all if your mic is working.
Yeah, I think it should be working now.
There we go. Okay, he's alive. He's well. Give us your thoughts on Sunday.
Definitely best midfield performance we've had all year. I think the midfield played really well. Possession was good. Pressing was really good. Overall, like Edgar said, if you would have told me Loso was coaching this team, I wouldn't have believed you. It's probably the most complete performance we've had. So hopefully we can build on it for the year.
I'll bounce off of that for just a second. For the first time in a while, and it's probably because of the fact that it's Clásico Regio, there was some urgency in the team. There was some fire in their bones. And I wish we could see that more often. I know that that's probably natural playing against your crosstown rival, but I'm glad that, especially in the first half, obviously they came out and put on a show. Threedger saying second half, yes, I think the momentum was ruined because of the rain delay. It ended up being so long. It felt like forever. I mean, I think the Monday night game was still going by the time the second half started, which is crazy because or not Monday night, the Sunday night football game, because that game was going on for such a long time. Anyway, Lou, I know you've got a real good breakdown of this. I know you were very pleased with their performance. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely one of the better performances we've seen. I thought the spacing between the lines was a lot better. That's been an ongoing issue under Pedro Losa, is that sometimes between midfielders and the defensive unit, there's way too much space, which, those gaps then end up getting exploited by the opposing team, and then your center backs are having to cover a lot of space to be able to defend well. But we were adequately spaced. All three lines looked good. I agree with AJ. I think the midfield had a great performance. They were in the right spots, well positioned, which is what we need to see from this team always. It shouldn't be where we get up for Rayadas and when we look good and then we look terrible against the Necaxa or a Querétaro. We need to, make this a consistent thing and do it moving forward. So I think that's important. I agree with Threedger. It's one of those games that it could have easily ended like 8-0 had it not been for the stinking hour and a half rain delay that we had. So it killed all our momentum. To start the second half, Diana Ordóñez missed a sitter, which would have made it 5-0 probably like 60 minutes in or so, which I think would have probably started the scoring again. So overall, really pleased with the squad. I thought they played well. Thembi was spectacular, MVP for me. But really happy with the way Farmer played. Anika Rodriguez, intense as always. And I'll say this about Barbara Olivieri because we had mentioned it before she joined the squad that perhaps she wasn't going to be too much of a factor for us, but she is turning out to be a pretty decent sub for us. I don't think she's got what's needed to be able to break the starting 11, but she actually looks okay out there. When she came in, she did well. Took a shot pretty much like 5 minutes into the game that almost went in. So starting to see some positives there. There's still some things that we need to tweak. When playing out the back, we need to be sharper. There was a lot of little things there that we need to fix, but overall really happy with the performance, and that's something hopefully that we carry. That's one thing that's lacked under Pedro Losa, is that we haven't carried any momentum under him. So we'll put together one game, two good games, and then we'll drop back and start doing the things that have made us frustrated. So hopefully this turns it around. We're right where we want to be at the table, and hopefully we stay at the top.
Drieger saying she almost had a golazo, referring to Oliveri. I will say this about Losa. He does have their number. Like, the record against them is like he's won every time, or hasn't lost at least. Like maybe one draw, right? Including Liguilla. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. But that sounds right. I don't know what the actual stat is.
And 2 big results on top of that, no?
Yes.
Yeah, there was the goleada. The goleada in Conca was him too, right? I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has had their number.
Was it? I thought no, that was Mila, bro.
That was Mila?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Pedro got hired in January, right? At the start of the year.
This is his
Yeah.
second season.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was Mila.
Yeah.
But they did play good there in January, February. It was right after Cordinale got here, because she had a great game. Yeah. See, Drieger fact checking us. I don't know though. I'll kick it to you with the stat that Edgar has provided for us in the outline. Ceci Santiago extends her streak of most clean sheets in Clásico Regios. Thoughts about that, and then your thoughts on the game.
Truthfully, great stat. I feel like the competition there, I think you take your pick on either goalie or keeper. I think that's still an area of opportunity as a whole for the team. Very content, though, with the last 2 seasons of both keepers. I think that, like I mentioned, it's a big area of improvement there at that position. Not sure if the plan is in the future, but because they're 2 capable goalkeepers to play for the national team for Mexico at any time, I think that's what probably holds off the board from possibly seeking a goalkeeper in a foreign league from a foreign country. But on top of that, I think what I'm taking away is the momentum of Jenny Hermoso continuing to score. I think that if there was any criticism that even myself made in the past and any other fan base of like her performances, I think that now it's definitely here that she is in a very good form, very good momentum, scoring goals, looking happy on the field. I think that's also helped tremendously. Her morale is probably in a different spot than with everything that the turmoil she was dealing with in the past. So I'm really happy there, because it's a big time player that's most likely your most marketable player, and now she's performing. So hopefully that increases attendance draw to see an international play like her. So that's something that I definitely want to walk away with after that victory, and more so just the championship or the winning pedigree of beating a Rayadas team, a team that has won back-to-back championships prior to Pachuca, beating us in one of them. So I think that slowly but surely, as Lou said, there's still areas to tweak and improve, but the player and the team is looking slightly different each season that goes by, and new players are adapting to the culture that Tigres Femenil has. And even though, like we've pointed out in the past, the coaching is definitely a big area of opportunity to improve, as Pedro Losa is still showing signs of maybe not knowing his squad the best. I still think that Jimena Lopez getting playing time, even though she hasn't had bad performances per se, is not the most ideal player to play at Tigres Femenil, and even at the position that she's playing. So I walk away with knowing that this team is definitely finding groove and winning games, and maybe at times not with the best performances.
Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. What is y'all's player of the match? My vote's Themby. It
Is
has to.
there any other vote? To me, she was like by far the best player on the pitch.
Dynamite.
Nope,
Dynamite.
no clever ball DNA in that game.
um, hey, speaking of Themby, I want to talk about this. This wasn't in the outline, but I just thought of this in my head. I think there's a lot of good momentum right now with the wing pairing of her and Maria, right? Like I think there's something good there. And obviously it's in the beginning stages. We're in the post Ovalle era per se. But I like what I'm seeing from them being together. Anybody agree, disagree?
There isn't like chemistry per se because they play opposite wings of each other. But I think what's with Ovalle leaving a void, I think what it's created is a parity in the amount of touches each player gets now. There was a certain amount of dependency that we had on Ovalle, and because we were so dependent on her, I think a lot of the ball went through that wing. So everything was kind of floating through the left wing. Where now I think you're starting to see a more balanced attack. There isn't much stats for the femenil, so unfortunately I don't have that. But on the men's side, for example, you can get a split up of how the teams attack, and they'll give you percentages according to the three zones. And I I would venture to guess that now we're a lot closer to splitting that 50-50 on each side, which allows Demby to get more touches and therefore more opportunities to score or make assists. So I think you're going to start to see her shine a lot more now that Owaye left that void.
And on top of that, Lou, it's a really cool concept that what they got on the different skill sets as well. You have Demby who can really, play in a more direct way. You can launch for a counter and off of set pieces defending and let her just go to work. And then you have opposite side Maria who can go by a player and use dribbling skills, but is a more technical sound player, has better positioning on the field, can tuck inside, be a support and build up. So you have a big contrast in the type of wings that you have with these two players, even though they do have similarities and being able to take players down the line. So I really like that. I think that, obviously in a perfect world, even though I enjoy Themby and, having Ovalle and Maria Sanchez to me was, one of the best winger tandem that we could have had. And, Maria Sanchez being able to play on the right side and eventually Jackie Valle over time, she was able to do that. But ultimately, now you have two different ways of approach in the buildup, and the coach has even more flexibility when deciding, pairing players offensively together.
All right. Last but not least, anybody else have their coach getting fired on their bingo card today?
No, but I love it. Like, because you know how they love to, like, the neighbors love to talk smack about, like, oh, we got your coach fired, that kind of thing. I feel like it's kind of come full circle on them, and now, like, it's pretty obvious that was the final blow. She had been coaching terribly for a long time now. Like, there was somebody made a comment in the timeline and on Twitter and said she is the luckiest coach of all time. And it's true. I think a lot of the results that she was able to pull away were just kind of happenstance. It was kind of more on the opponent beating themselves than what her coaching was doing. That game against that femenil game against America where America imploded.
The
We
final,
get the
Yeah,
final.
I was gonna say the final.
Yeah,
Last winner.
and there was a lot of things where she was winning games, but ultimately the game will come back and pay. Like, will want their dues. Like they'll want, and so she had been having terrible coaching performances, but was getting masked by certain good results. And I think everything came due now. And then this loss just sort of showed that the team is kind of falling apart.
And the roster has declined too.
You lost one of the top two players in the league. Now
Yeah.
the best two players in the league left.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows maybe who was running the show.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps it was Bernal. But perhaps it was Bernal running the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was time. It was time.
Were you gonna say something? I don't know though.
Well, I was going to say that even going back, Lou, to the previous coach who became the sporting director, they were having issues coaching wise.
Yeah.
What just happened and what leveled the playing field is that they invested more in players. And
yeah, Eva Espejo, right? Eva Espejo.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll take it though. We'll gladly be part of the reason for their demise. So, great result for the girls. Absolutely great. I don't know why that just changed to the different background, but I'm going to change that back. That's hilarious.
I like it.
Very nice. It's because this guy actually is on his screen now, on his actual screen. Next game for Femenil is on Friday, I believe. That's a home game against who are they playing? I already forgot. Anybody remember?
I do not.
Okay. I may be totally wrong about that, by the way.
We need an app correspondent, someone that takes the data.
Yeah, if the Tigres app was decent.
Pumas.
What a
Pumas.
mystery
Pumas on Friday.
there.
Pumitas at home, right?
Yep, late game.
Dang. So back to back. So late game Friday and then men's game at home on Saturday. That field is going to get roughed up from those two games. So great result for the girls. And
Hey, now that I'm looking at the app, Dennis,
yeah,
quick goal distribution's great, dude. Jenny Hermoso at 10, Diana Ordóñez at 7, Maria Sanchez at 5, Tembi at 3, and then Corginali at 2, Jimena Lopez at 1. Mayor kind of low, actually, on the scoring, only 1. And Cristina Ferral at 1, too.
gosh.
So it reminded me of you reading that stat, how Alfred tweeted, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, saying that I hope we move Mayor or she retires so she doesn't pass up Jackie Oye.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That cracked me up, dude.
Me too.
So we're
gosh.
good on that list, Lou, with what you provided with
Yeah,
Mayor being,
you're fine if she stays at 1 the rest of the season.
That's great. Gosh, Cardinale being that low, I don't like. Man,
No
Dude,
playing time, bro.
What's it gonna take, Lou? What's it like? I briefly mentioned it last week that she's kind of fallen into that category of like players that don't find their groove at Tigres, and it's not because of skill set. It's typically on the coach's liking. I really would like for her to be more involved. I think that tactically, as a team, we're underperforming in what we could be doing with the type of different skill sets that the team has.
Look, let me tell you this. What would the team lose if you pulled Mayor, brought in Corginali, and dropped Hermoso down deep? Let Hermoso be the distributing central defending midfield. Kind of like we have Brunetta and Gorriaran. You have Hermoso and pick your other holding mid. It could be Farmer, whoever you want, Colin, whoever you want to put in there. And then have Corginali play right behind the 9. What would you lose?
Nothing. Maybe you give up a goal, but you score 2 more.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, because like Mayora, I don't think gives you a ton defensively either, right? And she's getting older. She doesn't cover as much ground. So you can play the double pivot with a holding mid that's like a true holding mid, and that's why I said Farmer I think would be ideal in that spot, or Natalia Colin.
Mm-hmm. someone that's gonna, be physical and get in deeper in the to get in touch with the back line and be able to play out of the back, but someone that's physical, can, body players up, intimidate in the field, be able to press. Yeah, I would love that idea. The only thing that I guess would counter in playing devil's advocate is I think that it's very difficult, especially with the performance that Jenny has given you, where she has given you this season, that he would make that. If he hasn't made other like scenarios that we presented here that could possibly work, and I think a lot of people would agree upon, it makes it very hard for me to even suggest that he would like change something if it's working for him so successfully at the moment.
And ultimately, the issue I have with him is that I think he's afraid to make some of these moves, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't want to screw up. He doesn't want to lose his job.
And to me, he's gonna run into a big issue because to me, if you, for example, were to play Farmer and Mari Carmen Reyes as your two pivots, and Corginali above, honestly, to me, that's a better midfield than Mayor, Delgado, and Hermoso. You're not losing much as far as scoring. You're not losing anything as far as ball distributions is concerned. And you're gaining athleticism, you're gaining speed, you're gaining better ball control. I think you gain your pros are way more than anything you might lose.
It goes back to how I started this, is that how the entire squad is being underutilized.
Yeah.
You mentioned Mayor, and everything that she's not giving you now with what she used to give you in the past. That's an easy bring her in for 20 minutes off the bench. Let someone else come in and dictate the pace and the tempo of the game that you want to play, that has younger legs and being able to like press and be able to create discomfort and buildups that the opposing team is having.
Yeah, the league is catching up, and they're realizing you got to get more athletic.
Yeah, for sure.
And so if we don't get with the program, I mean, we're gonna start to lose the dominance that we've had for so long. And the only way you do it is, like, I feel like we have the players, but we're just not, like you said, we're underutilizing these players. And to me, it's like we got to get past this whole, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you want to call it becadas or whatever word you want to use, but we got to move past it.
I think it's similar to where we're at with some of the men's players, right? Like, it's time to utilize them in a different way. They can still contribute, but it's definitely time. You're going on the last few months of Aquino. Like, maybe you don't start him as much. You give that to Garza and spend it on a left back, right? So yeah, I think that's similar on the women's side. I think that end of an era is here, and they brought a lot of good young players, and they have a culture. More importantly, they have a culture, and I think that's what separates us from the NWSL is the physicality, right? We have the tactical ability and the footwork and the technique, but they definitely, their physicality and just defensively, they're just superior in all aspects. And so that the physicality development that the Liga MX Femenil has to invest in is very important to shorten that gap and make it, through technical and skill ability to be able to compete with some of the better teams.
Yeah.
Spot on. We're not going to end our Femenil segment with just that. We do have a signing to talk about. Edgar, set the scene for us with this player coming in from Chelsea.
Hey, before you announce that, I have not checked Twitter at all today, so I have no idea who's signed. So this is great.
Oh, nice.
Live reaction from Arnoldo. I love it.
Get a drum roll going then.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Flash sale, flash buy, new Amazonas player. Amazonas fans woke up to some exciting headlines this morning, with various media outlets reporting that our fantastic front office went on a last-minute shopping spree to reinforce Tigres Femenil. French national right back Eve Perisset joins the Amazonas family from Chelsea as the final transfer for the Apertura 2025 season. How will this addition assist Pedro Losa and the Amazonas for the season?
What? A right back? A
Yeah.
right back.
There you go.
Okay. That was a little bit of a letdown for me. A right back.
And a 30-year-old right back too. She's
Ooh,
not.
man,
She's
you're
not
gonna
young.
have to enlighten me as to why this is a great signing or a good signing or even a subpar signing.
I'll give it a buck. I'm confused by it. I don't know. I mean I've never seen her play, so I have no strong opinion on that way. But geez,
We need a scouting report. Lou, who can give us this scouting report on this player?
We got Traeger on the chat, man. He's our insider.
come on, Threaker, type it up. We're waiting on you.
From everything I've read, though, it's a good signing, man. I know fullbacks are not glamorous. I know fullbacks don't move the needle, but I think this is a good signing. You're getting a very experienced, still in her prime player in a position where we're kind of lacking. Because my understanding is she plays right back, but can also play left back and possibly like defensive midfielder position. So to me, if somehow you could get her to play at her natural right back, then you can move Anika to the left, and now you have a really solid back line. I think our back line sort of got depleted over time, and I think this is a way to kind of get it to where it's a Muralla again. I think they lost the Muralla aspect, and I think this is kind of reinforcing that back line, making sure that we always keep it a clean sheet. I think it's important. I mean, I know offense is what gets us motivated and going, but the teams where we won decisively these championships is because in the big games we could keep a clean sheet. And if you look at the last few seasons, like the last 2 years, that's something we've struggled with. We've given up goals, and then we've given up goals in really, really important situations. Like the final, in quarters and semis. And so I think in the big games, I think defense is what kind of gets you through. So I think it's going to be an important signing for us.
Yeah.
I'm interested to understand the philosophy as far as like, is she coming in to split games with Anika? Is she
No way.
Is she taking over her?
I
her
think
spot?
Anika's moving to the other side, bro. I think Anika's going left fullback.
Going lefty.
Yeah.
So the what's her face era is over at left back too.
Well, he's been mixing Enciso with Jimena Lopez, and I think he's undecided. So to me, the fact that he's flipping back and forth is that he's probably not happy with either one. I think Jimena Lopez likely gives you better passing out the back, whereas Enciso gives you, more speed up the wing, more athleticism, perhaps a little bit better defending. But I think he's not fully satisfied with that combination. So I think now adding a fullback gets him the back line that he so much desires.
Yeah, he wants a back just like Anika, someone that can go down the line, defend really well, and then be also good on the ball.
And she's
she's good with the attack. From what I've seen of her highlights, she can cross the ball well, and she's played under Losa at Bordeaux in France. So it's someone that's familiar with his system of play. So I think it's more of a signing of him, like what he wants, and I think that's what he wanted in a player that knows his system, and she can adapt to the league well. So Lou said, I think she'll be a good signing.
So you mean to tell me we signed someone that's not with TMJ for the first time in what?
And somebody was saying, Edgar, that perhaps that's why she won't play.
Yeah. First non-TMJ signing since El Año Kikiri, like since forever ago.
Where does that put us at with the foreign rule? Do we still have one spot available?
I think so.
Two spots.
Really? Oh, because we had three, but Oliveri was one. This is player will be the second, so we have two more.
2 more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Which we probably won't use up this
Yeah.
window, but it's good to have in our pocket. Honestly, the squad is as far as talent's concerned, really stacked. Like if we could get them coached up,
One
to
player
me,
away. One player away.
what do you think we need? I don't know.
A center defensive mid.
You have a center defensive mid. You're just not using it.
Yeah, but
You have
need
two. You
Yeah,
have two
but-
CDMs.
Yeah, but he obviously does. He believes in Farmer to be a center back. He would have made that move already.
Well, then you got Natalia Colin too. And that's what I was
trying.
trying to say before I cut off. Like, if you do the double pivot with one really, really solid defensive mid, and then the other one is more of a passer, more of a skill player, then you have a really nice, balanced double pivot there. He just needs to go for it.
Yeah, but he's not going,
Delgado is not the answer, dude.
he's not going for it. Just like you said just now, like he's alternating between Jimena and Enciso. He's not convinced, so he brings it back. It's the same concept here. Like I'm with you. Like I totally agree with you. He should do it. But if he's not gonna do it or not gonna explore it, and he's still gonna be repetitive with what he chooses out in the midfield, then you bring someone that can disrupt that, and you do that by bringing a player in that position.
But see, here's my counter argument, Arnoldo. Who's to say that if you bring him a CDM, that you actually use the CDM?
That's true.
I have an issue with us getting this guy players when I don't know if he's a keeper. I don't think he's a keeper. I'll keep it a buck. I don't think he's a keeper, yet we're bringing him players.
Lou's throwing his name in the hat for that position.
I'm down. Make us be your coaching staff. Please.
I just need tickets. That's it.
I would love that so much.
And Lou we trust.
The Lou Times Pod.
Yeah.
A little bit of biography as far as like her national team experience. She's not just any French national. She is a 2-time World Cup player. Like, she played the last 2 World Cups. She also played a big part in the Euro squad in 22, and then also in the Olympics last summer. So she is a vastly experienced national team player, which I think is fantastic.
When do you all think that Andre Pierre called her? 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Ayer, güey.
A couple of days ago.
Bro, if APG made the call, bro.
He made the call, Lou. Come on.
If he made the call, bro, then what? Move him into stinking the presidency already, bro.
Yeah, bro. Ya
I'm I'm so ready for that phase of his life to start, bro.
You guys don't believe that APG made the call?
No, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. Honestly, I think he makes a lot of calls for us, bro.
Yeah, he's the first guy that sets up the call.
He's the end.
Yeah, he's the first negotiator. He's the first line of negotiator.
Yeah, because Torrado calls France and they go, who?
Exactly.
But if APG calls France, speaking the same language and everything.
Exactly. We don't no Mexican person that works at Tigres that could possibly speak French or someone that they hire would be better than having him just make the call.
Now, here's a question that
Agent APG.
Agent APG, that's right. Here's a question Edgar brought up in the outline. Speaking of big name players on our rosters, are names like Jenny Hermoso and Cordinali and players of the like, are they part of the reason why we're bringing in foreign talent like this? Yes or no?
It's I don't know if I can. I feel like I'm right at the middle of that. I don't know if I can lean one way.
Okay. I think I'm with you. I think not Cordinali, Hermoso to a degree.
Right.
Is helping with that.
Yeah. Big time. And the rest of the players coming to the league.
Yeah.
Is that why she never gets benched?
Probably. There's a clause in there?
Probably.
She's probably the...
Nah, I don't know. There's a clause.
You think she's the highest paid player in the team now?
I want to make sure people don't take my word seriously.
I think so. I don't know how much we were paying Ovaya, but I mean, it was definitely quite a bit.
Yeah.
Did you just ask? I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you just ask if she made more than Hawaii?
No, I was just saying, is she now the highest paid
Now.
player in the team?
Oh yeah,
Now that Away is gone,
without a doubt.
because they
How
had
much
to
are
be
we
one
paying
of the two.
Maria Sanchez though? Because she was making quite a bit
That
of
is
money.
true.
But they bought her out though, so they ate the rest of her contract. So she could have negotiated for less.
Yeah, maybe.
What do we say? 500,000 USD.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds about right.
that wouldn't shock me.
You make that in sales.
Who do y'all think is the top 5 earners on the squad?
Tigres,
Yeah. So Hermoso,
Maria Sanchez.
Maria. So who are the other 3?
I don't think Cordinali was cheap at all.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But I would still
That
bet
new
like
French player is probably up there.
Greta. I would say Greta. Maybe even Ferral.
Yeah,
Mari Carmen Reyes has to be up there.
maybe Anika.
Anika, absolutely. But I don't think compared to like the first few that we name, I think there's a big disparity between the first 3 to 4 and the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. One last thing, Edgar, you got a status report on Ovalla's Orlando debut for us?
I actually do not. She plays tomorrow, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
First home debut game.
Okay.
I'm very upset with the social media for Orlando, just because they are trying way too hard to get things right without doing their research.
Yeah. Well, they called her the magician first instead of La Maga. So
Dude,
Didn't you call them out, Edgar?
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity to just attract more of the Spanish audience, Spanish speaking audience.
yeah, especially in Orlando.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I saw they put out a video or some, I don't know if it was them specifically, but I saw a highlight video of a social media. Can't remember the app, but her first celebration, and they just followed her like walking out to celebrate the goal, and I was like, oh, not an assist, not a goal. I wanted to see a goal.
Yeah.
I know for tomorrow they're doing a promo for ticket sales, $13 for certain tickets.
Sweet.
I think it's a Conca match for them too. I'm pretty sure
No idea.
because they're in it this year, and I think that's starting up. Like that tournament's starting up. Sure, would be nice to be in it, but oh well, it is what it is. All right, let's switch over to the men's side. Leon game on Saturday. Preview it for us, Edgar.
Right, Tigres vs. Leon preview. As another FIFA window comes to a close, our beloved Tigres return to bring sunshine and football champagne in what is looking to be an exciting match. The Volcan will host Club Leon Saturday night, which includes a visit from James Rodriguez. Can a well-rested Tigres team secure 3 points, or will this epic matchup be another ride on the struggle bus?
Okay, before we get to that, all of September, here's the calendar. It's a busy month, ladies and gents. 5 games on the docket. And then if we're counting the Cruz Azul game at the start of October, that's 6 games between now and next FIFA break. Leon at home. And then we have the rearranged match week 1 fixture against Chivas on Wednesday of next week away. And then a trip to Pumas Saturday after. And then another Wednesday game at home against Atlas, which I think Arnoldo said last week that he's going to that. And then a Sunday evening visit to Querétaro. So not the worst of stretches by any means. It's definitely going to get harder after that, as Lou has kind of been pointing out over the last few weeks here on the pod. Golazo de South Korea. Absolute golazo. Was it from Sun? No, it wasn't. Anywho, what do we think about this game? How is the break gonna affect this team in a good way or a bad way?
I don't think the break is gonna mess us up too much. This team looks pretty good, man. I think they're implementing what Pizarro wants them to do. I think they're back to playing the way they want to play. So I don't think the break's going to mess us up too much. There might be a little bit of rust like the first 30 minutes, and it'll be expected to start out slow like we have been. But this is a Leon team that has been struggling quite a bit. Very inconsistent this season. Uh, they lost, 2 out of the 3 Leagues Cup games, got blown out by Cruz Azul, lost their opener to San Luis. They've been struggling. They won 3-0 versus Querétaro their last game, but they did not look great. There was moments in that match where Querétaro was taking it to them, and I think had Querétaro had better luck, they probably would have pulled out a draw. They got guys sent off, so there was a lot going on in that game, and I think the score sheet's kind of misleading on that one. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to win. This is a Leon team that doesn't have a lot of pieces. You know, it's what's his face, and maybe one other piece, and that's about it. There's not a lot. They're not as solid defensively as they were in years past. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to get another win at home with our fans. I think it should be a good game for us.
It's James and 10 Shoemakers.
James, forgot about his name.
That's funny. AJ, what's your key to the game? Looking at how they play, looking at how we're at right now, what's your biggest key as far as like how we can win?
Exploiting the wide areas. Their fullbacks like to press, like to go in on the attack a lot. So if our wingers actually show up, we should expose that part of the field. So I think that's a big key to the game is exploit the fullbacks when they're pressed up and when they're pushing up. And the midfield has to show up this game. They got to control the game, control the tempo. But definitely, we got to take advantage of their fullbacks being in the attack, and then we have to avoid their counterattack because they like to counterattack as well. So yeah, definitely attacking the wide areas is my key to the game. So Lainez and Herrera need to show up.
Set pieces for me is a big thing because as much as we like to take some jabs at James, he's pretty good on crosses. So corner kicks and free kicks of the like need to be well defended. I don't know. They'll kick it to you. Any lineup things that you're maybe looking out for as far as like who starts in midfield? Like, are we going to see Parra get some minutes considering we're super low in the youth minutes realm? Who starts at striker? What do you think happens?
I think the break could obviously go 2 ways. Be very beneficial for us in terms of resetting, maybe nagging little injuries here and there, as well as just using it as a time to reset and plant ideas and development of where they're at now versus when the season started and the Leagues Cup started. So I think it could benefit us, but also, it could also hurt our form, right? And the momentum that we were carrying with some victories, and then obviously some ties here and there. But ultimately, I think that this opponent against Leon is a good opportunity to like continue on an upward trend on establishment, especially against a team that has several good players that still could be difference makers. I think overall, lineup wise, I don't expect too much shifting or changes to happening, except like you mentioned at the youth spot. I think ultimately you have to start including Parra in the starting lineup. And I think it'd be a good opportunity to see if really Guido Pizarro is going to stick it out with Nico Ibanez as a number one striker, or mix it up and give the chance to Gacelo or Gignac at times to start. So really curious there as far as who he's going to select, if he's going to continue on this persistence of Nico Ibanez being his starting striker.
Okay, question for the group: Who does start on Saturday at striker? Starting with Edgar.
I think it should be Gignac, and I will die on that hill.
Okay. AJ?
I'll go Gignac as well.
I know Lou's going to say his twin. Drieger says Gignac. And it sounds like Arnoldo says Gignac.
Absolutely. You give him the shot. You got to start mixing it up. You got to find, like, it doesn't look like we're going to get another offensive weapon. And as far as how long do we got into the end of the transfer period?
Like
3 or 4 days.
3-4 days. So
4 days.
I don't know if forward is the number one option there. So I'd imagine the midfielder or the left back is probably more along the possibilities of what they would bring. Rosales is the number one option you were going after. Is no longer there. You brought in Farfan, so who you can use there. Angulo's coming back. So probably not the option there. So maybe the defensive mid spot. So I really think that you got to mix it up. You got to mix it up and figure out a way to see what works best.
It sounds like Angulo's coming back soonish. I don't know if there's an official report, but based off his Instagram, it looks like he's coming back sooner rather than later. Hopefully, at some point this month, we'll see him.
I think it'll be later in the month, Dennis. I don't think we'll see him this early in the month.
Okay. You're probably right.
I know he's working hard, but it's going to take him a little while to get past this phase where he gets incorporated back and gets back in rhythm. It's going to take a minute.
Now, if Barra starts, which who knows if he does or not. He probably should for the minutes reason, but who knows if he does. Oh, Purata's playing this game?
Lainez is playing too.
I know Lainez is, but I didn't realize Purata was. Interesting.
I was told he was a scrub, so I don't know what he's doing on the pitch.
Hanging out with 10 other scrubs.
Yeah, basically. Do we think that he comes in and replaces one of Gorriaran or Brunetta, or do they both stay there? Barra is also in there with them, and somebody else is sacrificed from the wing. If that happens.
Come again, Dennis? I kind of lost your train of thought there.
My train of thought. Okay, so let's say Parra starts. Does he come in to replace Gorri or Bru like he has so far this season?
It's got to be Gorriaran, bro.
Okay.
I think out of the two pivots, Gorriaran is the one that's giving you the least amount of productivity. And you could use the slight defensive edge that Parra gives you. I think Gorriaran right now is lost in the worst of both worlds. He's not giving you much offensively, and sadly, defensively, he's not the clamp down midfielder that we need. So, to me, the logical sub there is to put Gorriaran, give Parra the minutes alongside Brunetta.
Okay. I'm going to keep referring to it because this is one of our better moments of this season so far. The last time Bru and Parra started together, how many goals did we score? A lot. Bad team, but a lot.
You know how we talked about Pedro Loza kind of refusing to make the tough decisions? I think Pizarro's kind of stuck in that too with Gorriaran. And I understand why he likes Gorriaran, but I think at some point he needs to realize that we're not getting the best out of the player because he's not excelling at any one thing. With Brunetta, you could argue that his passing ability, the amount of touches he gets, his ball distribution, his ability to play the long ball compensates for his lack of defensive prowess, right? But with Gorriaran, I don't think you get anything. You get the worst of both worlds, and you don't get anything major out of him. So I think eventually he does need to look at Parra on a regular basis to see if maybe that is a better combination. And I think truly it might be. Where Gorriaran might be a better fit in Brunetta's spot. Where you know, if you were to pull Brunetta, you can bring in Gorriaran.
Okay. I like where your head's at there. Any other? Oh, thank you, Trigger. Purata was starting. Wow. Okay. Oh, it's probably because what's his face got suspended. Cesar Montes. That makes sense. Um, any other thoughts before we make predictions? All right, AJ, I'm starting with you, and then Edgar.
I'd go 2-0.
Okay. Goal scorers are
I'll give one. I think Herrera makes up for his crap performances,
okay.
and I'll give one to Brunetta.
Okay. Edgar.
3-1. Correa scores 2. Guignac scores the other one.
I like it. I don't know though.
I'm going 2-1. Correa and Brunetta.
Okay. Lou.
I'm going 1-0. Correa scores kind of late, not super late, but kind of late, maybe 70th, 75 minute, around there. We boss possession, allow maybe 2-3 shots on goal. Good game
Okay.
overall.
Okay. I'm gonna say 2-0. Correa brace. Threedger saying 3-1. I'm sure he'll
Smart
list
man.
his goal scores here in a minute, but pretty positive results. I mean, you're at home, right? Like, gotta win, gotta get a good result. The last game we played at home was the America game, right?
It's been that long?
Yeah, like last month. I was in Colorado. I'm pretty sure it's been
Wow.
that long because I think the last 2 games after that were on the road. The
I'm going to have to fact check you, bro.
Mazapan was on the road, and Santos was on the road. So that's a long time between home games.
Wow.
Was that right?
Yep. So we're almost coming up on a month away from home.
Jeez, that's crazy. Most of our home games are not till October, November anyway. Like we got a lot of them coming up in those 2 months. So, which will be nice because I plan to go to 2 of them. So that'll be fun for me. Rapid fire question for the panel. Oh, Trigger saying his goal scores are Guignac, Lainez, and then somebody who subs in. Okay, that's different. Rapid fire question for the group. I think we asked it last week, but we'll ask it again because why not? Do we sign a player before the window closes in a few days?
Still a firm no for me.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not a believer now.
Now we're talking about like a real signing, right? We're not talking about like bringing in
Puzotto.
stinking, you know, somebody's bench player from Mazatlan or something, right?
Yeah, Lainez's brother or somebody like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Mauro Lainez or something. No.
Yeah, no, like a real player. No, I'm with you. I don't think that's happening. Oh, Santi Jimenez almost scored a golazo. Yeah, I just don't see it happening at this point. The Rosales comments the other day were really interesting because it sounds like he wants to be here at some point, and I wonder if we pursue that again in the winter, like once MLS season's over. I'm almost positive we will. That's the only somewhat firm thing that I think can still happen between now and the start of next season is for that to happen right when the January window opens and he joins.
Yeah, I think that's a for sure signing right there, Rosales, and I think we dropped Nico in the winter, so that gives us one more foreign player there.
Okay.
Finally.
So I think Rosales is a done deal just because I think Pizarro likes him a lot. It's a player that he could use for his system, and it's a player that's really keen on coming over. I think it's the perfect combination. Everything is kind of pointing that he's going to come this way, so I think it'll be perfect for us. I really do like the player. I think he's going to be great.
Okay. All right. Well, look at that. Just past the hour mark, and I think we've pretty much wrapped up.
Gotta keep it short porque se enoja Arnoldo, bro.
Porque ya se quiere ir a dormir, güey.
Cuando le da sueño, bro, he gets angry, bro.
Nah, we're good. We're good. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys thinking of me.
Well,
Hey,
To
I'm
Ed-
the old man in the group, Arnoldo. I'm the one that should be falling asleep.
I'm close to, man.
to Edgar's credit, Edgar, great outline, but it was not as long as previous ones. So
Kept it
Well,
short.
we didn't have any men's side to really like break down. So
Yeah.
but we will have way more next week when we come back. We'll recap Saturday and we'll look ahead to Wednesday night against Chivas. Before we go, I do want to say our apologies because we have been telling you guys about some special episodes that should be happening at some point. We still don't know when those are going to happen. One guest in particular, to be transparent, was supposed to happen over the last few days, and it hasn't happened because we've not heard from him. So hopefully we'll get some clarity on that. But just be on the lookout. We'll have those episodes hopefully up and going at some point over the next couple weeks. If not, then it is what it is, I guess. But we do have some really cool guests that will hopefully join us here on the show at some point
I
soon.
know we don't talk a lot about El Tri, but clean sheet versus Japan, gave up 2 tonight. You think the scapegoat's gonna be Purata for the El Tri community?
Would not shock me. Would not shock me.
I was just thinking about because I'm looking at the score and the game's almost over, and I'm just wondering if maybe one of our boys would be. That's why I don't like sending our guys over, bro. It's just it's always just bad juju coming back. The way they did my boy Chaka, I'll never forgive them.
Well, and to be honest, they're playing tonight's game just like Ditas last season, where you're just spam crossing into the box. Like
And
that's
pound the
all.
ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's all they're doing. So,
Well, they just need Luis Quiñones, bro. That's what they need to make it
Orale!
successful.
There it is.
I just thought I'd throw it in.
There it is.
We gotta have it.
The mention. All right, I've got 2 more things really quick. For all you merch heads like me, please understand that this apparently came out today in Mexico. This beauty of a jacket. The color on my screen does not do it justice, but it looks really freaking sick. I'm sure it's only going to be available Tigre Tienda and Adidas. Oh, goal!
Wow, what a
Santi.
golazo, bro.
Santi! Wow.
Wow.
Very nice. Very, very nice. So you can check that out on those stores online. And a treat for everybody. The guys here in the group thread have already seen this, but I'm turning into Lou in the aspect of collecting kits, and I want to give a big shout out to Retro Screamers, which is a vintage footy jersey store up in the Columbus, Ohio area. I just randomly came across them on, I believe, TikTok or Instagram. And I was like, but they probably don't have anything like good as far as like Liga MX stuff. And lo and behold, they happen to have this. And I've never purchased anything so quickly in my life. So yeah. I'll probably wear it next week.
That's complete perfection, bro. That jersey.
It's the fact that it's long sleeve, bro.
Well, it's not just the long sleeve, bro. It's the fact that it says UANL on it across in our standard colors, in our blue. It's simple yet extremely elegant,
Yeah,
and it's also the year we won after 29 years.
correct.
That
Yeah,
was the away kit.
that's right.
So there's a lot to that kit, bro.
A lot of history. Yeah, I have that jersey already, listener, viewer. It just doesn't fit me anymore because it's a smaller size because I had it when I was a kid. So the fact that I have, ya tengo un poco de panza. The fact that I have it again in a bigger size that actually fits me and in long sleeve. And it does have my name messed up on the back because that's the jersey where they messed up my last name and put M instead of N at the end. So, um, yeah, I'm glad to have a second coming of that jersey. So
For people listening, that jersey and long sleeve is getting really hard to find. Like the people that do have it are not giving it up, and you don't see that jersey up for sale like anywhere really. So that is a great find, Dennis.
yeah, and if anybody tries to get it from me, it ain't happening. I'm not putting that sucker up for sale.
You're turning into me, bro. That's good.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe you'll start liking Nico Ibanez here.
Hey, I don't hate him as much as other people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Um, any other thoughts before we depart?
All good. Let's get this dub.
That's right. And the game just ended in a tie for Mexico
Actually,
and Korea.
before we go, real quick heat
All right.
check.
Heat check.
How do you guys feel about the Amazonas, like the femenil? Do you guys like our odds? If you were betting persons, would you bet on us winning the title this season?
I would
Yes or-
bet on us
yes
making
or
it
no?
to the final.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
with
a
that.
no. That's a no for you, Edgar. What about you, AJ?
You're muted. It's
I'll
okay.
be confident and say, yeah, go for it. I'll go all in if we win.
Arnoldo?
I would say that I expect us to be in the championship. Winning it, it's going to take great momentum, players in form. So, what I say, like, I'm super convinced that they win it all. I'm not sure, but definitely in the final.
Dennis?
Pedro has butterfingers. He's gonna find a way to like let it slip.
If it's against America in the final, I don't feel confident. But if it's against anybody else, I'm taking our team.
All right. For now, I'm going no, but we'll do another heat check at the end of the season.
Okay.
But I'm going no. So we got what, 3 no's and 1 yes, 1 soft yes by AJ.
Yeah.
Soft. It's soft, but it can get hard depending on how the rest of the year goes.
3, you're saying I expect us in the final versus Toluca.
What? Toluca?
Femenil? Or are you talking about men's?
Sounds like a men's prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Toluca Femenil is not that good.
Aren't they in like 10th place?
Something
Around
like
there?
that. I don't know.
That area?
Not that relevant. I like that though. I like the heat check. Keeps us on our toes. All right, let's officially get out of here. Thank you for joining us tonight on Lautimes. We greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you're watching on live stream and if you're listening back on podcast later, thank you for listening. Again, follow the channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on podcast platforms if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow all of us on our social media handles. They're all on the screen, as you can see, and they'll be in the show notes if you're listening on podcast later. As I mentioned, we will be back next week following this weekend's festivities in Monterrey, meaning the Friday game for Femenil and Saturday for the men. We'll look ahead to this Chivas game in the middle next week and whatever else comes up. Maybe, hopefully, we'll have a transfer to talk about on the men's side as well, even though we all pretty much doubt that will happen. But we will be back next week, so come join us probably Tuesday night But come join us whenever we get to that episode. So till next time, arriba la U. Y'all be good, be safe, and gents, thank you for joining me.
Peace.